Most people think wealth announces itself loudly. Luxury cars, designer logos, private jets, extravagant vacations. But real wealth rarely looks like that. Real wealth moves quietly. In fact, if you passed many wealthy people on the street, you might never notice them. No flashy cars, no expensive watches, no dramatic lifestyle upgrades. They often look ordinary. But behind that ordinary life, something powerful is happening. Year after year, their financial lives keep improving. Their savings grow, their investments expand, their options increase. And slowly, almost invisibly, their financial stress disappears. Meanwhile, millions of hardworking people are doing everything they were told to do. They work full-time, they earn decent salaries, they pay their bills on time, they do everything right. And yet somehow they still feel stuck. Their bank balance barely grows, unexpected expenses always seem to appear, and financial freedom feels like something that only happens to other people. So, what separates these two groups? It's not intelligence, it's not luck, and it's definitely not secret financial information. It's a habit, a small daily habit that quietly determines whether someone builds wealth or stays financially stressed for decades. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll show you the exact moment during the day when this habit matters most. Because missing that moment is the reason most people never make real financial progress. But first, we need to understand something important. Most people treat money like weather. It just happens to them. A paycheck arrives, bills appear, expenses show up, and whatever money remains at the end of the month, if anything remains at all, is what they call savings. This approach feels normal, but it hides a dangerous problem because when money flows without direction, spending expands to fill every available dollar. You may have already seen this pattern in your own life. You get a raise. At first, it feels amazing. Finally, some breathing room. But a few months later, the extra money disappears. A slightly nicer apartment, more dinners out, a few extra subscriptions, maybe a new phone, maybe a new gadget you've been thinking about. None of these decisions feel irresponsible. Each one feels small, each one feels justified, but together they quietly erase the financial advantage your raise created. This phenomenon has a name: lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the most powerful forces keeping people financially stuck. Here's a simple truth about money. The more you earn, the easier it becomes to spend. Income alone does not create wealth. Habits do. And this is where wealth builders behave very differently. Instead of letting money flow randomly, they capture it the moment it arrives. The moment their paycheck hits their account, something happens automatically. A portion of that money disappears, not because it was spent, because it was invested. This happens before spending decisions even begin. Before rent is paid, before groceries are bought, before entertainment budgets expand, investing happens first. This habit has a simple name: pay yourself first. But wealthy people take it one step further. They automate it completely. No reminders, no willpower, no decisions. Automation removes the choice entirely. And that matters more than most people realize, because financial discipline is unreliable. Some days you feel motivated. Some days you feel tired. Some days life throws unexpected stress your way. If saving money depends on motivation, consistency disappears. But if saving happens automatically, motivation becomes irrelevant. The system runs no matter how you feel. And systems are what build wealth. Here's one of the most powerful truths about money. Wealth is not built by big moments. It's built by small systems that repeat for years. Now let's talk about the psychology behind this habit. Your brain treats money differently depending on when you see it. Money sitting in your checking account feels available, spendable, flexible, tempting, but money that disappears into investments feels different. It feels untouchable, almost invisible. And invisible money rarely gets spent. Imagine two scenarios. In the first scenario, you receive your paycheck and see the entire amount sitting in your account. Your brain immediately starts allocating it. Rent, groceries, subscriptions, a weekend trip, maybe that gadget you've been thinking about buying. None of these decisions feel dramatic, but they add up quickly. Now imagine a different scenario. The moment your paycheck arrives, 15% of it automatically moves into investments. You never see that money in your checking account. You never debate whether to spend it. Your lifestyle simply adjusts around the remaining amount. And something interesting happens. That adjustment happens surprisingly fast. Humans are incredibly adaptable. We adjust to the resources available to us. When investing happens automatically, your brain stops viewing that money as an option. It becomes part of the system, just like taxes, just like rent, just like insurance. And once investing becomes a fixed part of your financial structure, something powerful begins happening. Your future starts building itself. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine someone invests $400 every month starting at age 25. Assume an average annual return of 8%. By age 65, that person could have around $1.3 million. Now imagine someone else waits 10 years. They begin investing the same $400 per month at age 35. After 30 years of investing, they might have around $600,000. Both people invested the same amount every month. The only difference was time. That 10-year delay cost them roughly $700,000. Not because they made bad investment decisions, not because they earned less money, simply because they waited. Time is the most powerful force in wealth building. And the earlier you start, the harder it works for you. There's a famous saying in finance: the best time to start investing was yesterday. The second best time is today. Automation solves the biggest problem most people face. Starting because when the system runs automatically, progress becomes inevitable. But there's another small habit that supports this process, and it takes less than 20 minutes per month. Wealth builders review their finances regularly, not obsessively, not anxiously, just intentionally. Once a month, they look at three simple numbers: income, spending, investments. That's it. This small check-in provides clarity. Most people avoid looking at their finances because they fear what they might see, but avoiding numbers doesn't reduce stress, it increases uncertainty. And uncertainty creates anxiety. Clarity does the opposite. When you know exactly where your money goes, financial decisions become easier. You start noticing patterns, subscriptions you forgot about, impulse purchases, expenses that add little value to your life. And once those patterns become visible, improving them becomes surprisingly easy. Small adjustments create massive, long-term results. For example, cancel a $40 monthly subscription. That saves $480 per year. Invest that money for 30 years at 8%, and it could grow to more than $60,000, all from one small decision. That's the hidden power of consistency. Wealth rarely appears through dramatic breakthroughs. It grows quietly through disciplined habits that seem boring today but become extraordinary over time. Eventually, something remarkable happens. Your identity begins to change. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to save money. You start seeing yourself as an investor. And that identity shift changes everything. Because when investing becomes part of who you are, consistency becomes effortless. You no longer debate whether to invest. You simply do it, month after month, year after year. And one day, you look at your financial life and realize something surprising. Progress that once felt impossible now feels inevitable. All because of one quiet daily habit: capturing a portion of your money before life has the chance to spend it, and letting time do the rest. Because in the end, wealth is not about earning more. It's about keeping a small piece of everything you earn and letting it grow. And the people who master that habit quietly become wealthy.